Hey there YouTube lovers, my name is BB8 and today I am going to share my thoughts on the new Animal Crossing New Horizons 2.0 update. I do apologise that I couldn't get my reaction live. I was at college at the time that the direct happened. The same with Sora, and maybe it's just the fact I am really unlucky on when the directs are scheduled. So, let's get into it, shall we? So, the first thing about the update is the roost has been added. I am happy that they brought back Brewster himself, but not a younger version of Brewster. And it's just the fact it's in the museum this time around instead of its own standalone building. Like, I get it that they want to stay true to the older Animal Crossing games, but I was introduced to Animal Crossing when New Leaf released. So, it is technically going to be different for me having the roost in the museum and not its own standalone building. And I am happy that a couple of improvements have come along with the roost as well. Like, you can go into the roost with friends, and of course the amiibo telephone, you can invite amiibo villagers to the roost. And of course I am happy after a long time of Animal Crossing New Horizons being out that they finally added the roost. Like, I didn't think they were gonna add the roost because of, you know, the lack of Animal Crossing updates, but finally when the direct dropped, they announced the Animal Crossing New Horizons direct with the tease that the roost would be added. But at the end of the day, I am happy that they have added the roost. The second part of the update is Cap N. Cap N returns in this update. I'm happy they brought back Cap N. I am just not happy that they didn't bring back Tortimer Island, because Tortimer Island was one of my favourite features in Animal Crossing New Leaf. Because you can go to the island, catch fish, you get introduced to scuba diving, but in New Horizons, you could just get the scuba suit from the Nook Miles machine from Resident Services. And Cap N in New Horizons just takes you to Mysterious Islands. If there was an option to take you to Tortimer Island, I would be happy with that. It's just, Cap N does sound like an okay addition to the update. It would have been better if Tortimer Island was included though. For this part of the update, I know it was a bit random to add this feature, but a plaza on Halves Island, like where you can build shops and stuff. I know I kind of felt a bit odd with this feature, but it is the closest we can get to a shopping district in Animal Crossing New Horizons. And I am kind of happy that they brought back characters like Harriet, Reese and Cyrus, Katrina, and I didn't think Tortimer was going to return at all. Mainly because I had a theory that Tortimer actually died in the gap between New Leaf and New Horizons. But turned out that theory was actually false. But at the end of the day, I am looking forward to seeing what role these characters have on Halves Island. And I did not think Harriet was going to return either, only because you can get hairstyles with Nook Miles, and with Harriet bringing a new variety, this could add a lot more hairstyles to New Horizons. So I am excited to see what these characters bring to the game. So now for that for that part of the direct. Like, it does introduce this stretching feature. Like, I'm probably not going to use this because I don't usually play Animal Crossing at that time of day, but it still kind of just feels like an activity to do on the island. But I do like some of these features that they have introduced to the game. Ordinances return from New Leaf. I am happy about that feature because now I can apply a night owl ordinance to my island, and new home exterior options have been added, which I can add more personalization to my home. And of course, you can now expand your storage a bit further. Hopefully, I could come up with a whole bunch of ideas for these updates to the game, which I am happy that they are bringing back personalization from New Leaf. And now, for the Nook Miles part, they added a feature that I really wanted since, like, New Horizons came out. Like, I've been wanting this feature for a long time, but they added cooking to the game. Like, they added, like, farming. You can now plant vegetables on your island. I might have to make space on my island to make sure that I have enough room to create a vegetable farm to use this cooking mechanism. Because you can make all sorts of dishes with this. I did have a feature like this in mind probably since the game's release, because there have been rumors going around. There's been a rumor that cooking would be added for like a year, and it's finally here. So, and with cooking being another one of my favorite parts of the update, with as well as Brewster and cooking are so far my two favorite parts of the update.
So now for the Pro Decoration license. I do like this feature. I do like the idea of being able to put furniture on the ceiling. And of course, the one thing that makes this better, putting one specific wallpaper on one ceiling. So if you want to have multiple types of wallpaper in one room, you could. I wonder how my gym in New Horizons is going to look like with this feature. And I do like the idea of them increasing how many bridges and inclines you can have on your island, and the fact they added some new fences, which new fences is one thing I have wanted for ages. And the fact they have added some new fences, I'm happy about it. The Pro Camera was also another feature I wouldn't have thought about, but with almost every modern day game having a camera mode now, New Horizons is no different. The fact they have added a handheld and a tripod mode to the New Horizons camera, and which could make some good photos. So I'm personally excited about this. So with some more things you can do with Nook Miles, they have announced Custom Designs Patterns Plus, which I might use, I don't really know. And they have added some new hairstyles as well, which I'm also not going to use, but at least I have them there anyway, just for fun, because you know what I'm like. And of course, they've announced some new reactions as well, like stretching, and of course, you can jam as well, and also listening ears, and there's the Say Cheese. Island Life 101, I don't really find this app quite useful. I don't find it useful at all. So I probably might not use this when the update's out. And you can redeem miles for various items as well. And there are some carnival items as well, so I might clear up some space on the island and like build a carnival from those items. And the storage shed, it's kind of useful if you want to use your storage when you're not in the house, if you think of it. And of course, they have added one feature I have been waiting for a long time for this also, but they have brought back gyroids. I was wondering when New Horizons first came out that gyroids were not included in the game. But finally, after who knows how long, they added gyroids to Animal Crossing New Horizons. And there is a catch this time as well. Like, you can have gyroids respond to your music, and you can customize them as well. You know how many gyroids I'm going to place all over my house when the new update comes out? And of course, as well, they have announced some new items at Nook's Cranny as well, like some ceiling decor and some items that have not been seen before. Some of them have caught my eye, but I'm not telling you which one. And they have added a new useful item, like you can add permanent ladders to your island now, so this can be useful for getting to the back when Red comes to visit, because then I don't have to keep whipping my ladder out, and I can now get to certain areas. I can now get to my campsite without having to use the ladder that I already have in my inventory. They also add an access to like small spaces and stuff. Like, this doesn't really look as useful, but it does look cool. And look in the background, the froggy chair. They brought back the froggy chair, which it is for the meme, but I did have to bring it up. And you can now have relationships with your villagers, and you can now build up your friendship over time, and you can even be invited to their homes, or they might randomly show up to yours sometimes. So, what are my thoughts on this update? I don't think this update is the perfect update, but at least I do have some features that I have wanted for a long time. So my top 3 features for this update are the Roost and Brewster, cooking, and gyroids. But that's not the end of the video, guys, because there's one other thing I have to mention. Animal Crossing New Horizons Happy Home Paradise. For some reason, they announced a paid DLC, kind of like Happy Home Designer. Like, I am going to buy this regardless, but at least some sort of Happy Home Designer style DLC isn't separate from the game. And with this DLC, we are introduced to 2 new characters. One named Nico, I think is a Kinkajou, who looks like Vivo, but not the right colour. And what the heck is that blue thing in the background? I don't know what breed it is. It's just a blue creature. Like, I am not going to go in depth with Happy Home Paradise, because the video is going to be too long if I do, but I am going to introduce some features that have caught my eye with this DLC. So for the features introduced with Happy Home Paradise, you can adjust the size of the room, which I wouldn't thought of that. You can add partition walls, which are technically barriers between sections. You can add counters, and you can also add pillars, which I do think if you were to design a shop in Animal Crossing New Horizons, some of these features might be a bit useful. And of course, lighting is one I like, because this one does catch my eye if I were to build like an arcade room, which I already do, but it can make it a lot better. And soundscapes, yes, I enjoy. And of course, polishing is another cool one to make your items look good. And of course, you can polish them hard, and you see there's a shop there, and you get this new currency called Pokey, which I don't know what this is supposed to do, but I will find out when the DLC is out. But you can take items home with you from Happy Home Paradise, from what I believe, and the skills that you learn from Happy Home Paradise you can bring with you, which I am happy about, because at least I get to experiment with a whole bunch of new things, and I get to experiment with home design as well. As you see, there's a whole potential for this feature. And now the one part that really confuses me about Happy Home Paradise is how they are offering it to people. As you see here, it says here it's $24.99 USD, but it's $22.49 in the UK. And it's also being offered as a part of a Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack with the N64 and the Sega Genesis. This really confuses people, and of course, and I bet a lot of people were outraged with the price when it was announced, being $49.99 USD for 1 year, and only being available with the 1 year membership, which isn't really a big deal in the UK. And of course, there is the Animal Crossing amiibo cards, like the whole New Horizons thing. I just disagree with the price for the DLC, but I'm not going to buy the expansion pack at launch, but I will buy it when my current membership is out. But, of course, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Happy Home Paradise, I just don't think it is worth $25. I think they could have made the DLC a bit cheaper. So guys, what do you think of my thoughts of the new Animal Crossing New Horizons update? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and turn your notifications on so you don't miss another video like this one in the future. I know I am a bit late to this, but at least I am trying to make the most of it. So I'll see you all in a future video. BB8 out.